Hello, everyone. My name is Mckoy. And I am a center director at Bridge Lake Point Winona Neighborhood Center, otherwise known as BLW. That position, being a director, is what brought me here today to talk to you about Yo Quiero Dinero. So, Yo Quiero Dinero, yeah! I want money. Who doesn't, right? But to me, Yo Quiero Dinero is the journey that I had to go through to get here today. See, my story started in a small town in Colorado, and I was born in a family that struggles with addiction. Both my parents are alcoholics. But there were times in my life where things were going really well. I mean, my dad worked in the oil rigs. He was a driller. My mom stayed at home and took care of us. So I remember we would have an 11-bedroom house, and I would have 4 playrooms. But at the drop of the hat, we would lose everything once they started drinking. There would be the fighting, the violence, and I was the one that always had to go in and break it up. I remember the last fight that I witnessed. I had to go in there and pull my dad off my mom. And she was beaten so bad that she couldn't see. She was blind for 6 months. As a child, going through all that, I had to come up with my own coping skills just to get through the day. So I always used to tell myself, dark times don't last. Dark times don't last. So that situation led me to my grandparents' house. So for the first 10 years, every time things went bad, we were always there. That was our safe place, right? And being a little girl, if there was nights where I couldn't sleep or I was really anxious, I used to crawl in bed with my grandparents and nestle in between them. And I always made my grandfather read me a book. But see, this wasn't just any book. This book was magical. Because every time he told it and turned the page, the story changed. And it always got better and better. What I didn't realize at the time is the reason the story changed all the time is my grandfather didn't know how to read or write. But he was the pillar of our family, the provider, the man that I always look up to and still try to be this to this day, or a version of him, but also the most magical person I've ever known. So about age 6 or 7, I witnessed a lot of abuse, but I also had abuse happen to me. I was molested by 4 people, an aunt, an uncle, and 2 babysitters, and I became a statistic. See, 1 in 3 women by the age 18 are going to be molested or sexually assaulted. And for boys, it's 1 in 5. But I know the numbers are a lot higher because those are just the ones that come out. Dark times don't last. Then, about 10 years old, I had the opportunity to move to Madison, Wisconsin, and my life changed. See, I came here with my Aunt Ellen, and my Aunt Ellen was the only adult that really took care of me. She allowed me to be a child. She would take me to the movies, she would take me to swimming, and she always provided school clothes for me. I never had any needs, and if I ever was having a problem, I'd always process everything with her. That all changed. I had about 8 months of peace, 8 months to be a child with her. But it changed once my mom moved here and we went back to that dysfunctional family. My mom still struggles with alcoholism, so living a peaceful life is just something she does not know how to do. By age 17, I became a teen mom. And I remember that night that I had my daughter, and it was just me and her in the hospital room, and I had my firstborn, Ramona, and I remember holding her. And I promised her, you are not going to go through the things that I went through. I am going to get us out of here. I don't know how, but I am. At age 18, I moved out and I never went back. Shortly after that, I met my ex-husband, and we had 2 other children, Samantha and Brandon. And things were good for a while, but I found myself at age 26, a single mother, struggling, working at Toys R Us, making $12 an hour, wondering how I'm going to provide for my family. But luckily, I was offered a position in mortgages. This job was going to change my life. I can throw the retail job right behind me, right? And it did. Within 6 months, I was promoted to top processor. I was able to buy a home, and me and my kids were living really well for a while. But then I realized it was a job that I wasn't really happy. See, corporate America is not always so welcoming to Black and brown people. I was constantly criticized by the way I spoke, and if I had an idea, it wasn't respected or I wasn't listened to. And I always got written up for laughing. Seriously, I did. All that changed in 2019 when I took a class called Boardwalk Academy. Boardwalk Academy is the class that helps people with lived experiences serve on boards and also helps them become community leaders. This class changed my life. This class is why I am Michelle Mckoy to this day. This class taught me that I have a voice and I can use it to help others and not to be ashamed of my story. So after Boardwalk, I developed a passion to get into the community work, and I really wanted to go in the nonprofit field, right? This is what I was meant to do. So you saw me volunteering at events. I was at the registration tables. I was help planning events. I was showing up everywhere, but for 1 year, no one would hire me. I didn't give up. Then one night, I got a call from Gloria Reyes. And she said, I have a position at Briar Patch Youth Services as a parent support coordinator, and I think you would be a good fit. So I read the position. Oh my God, this was everything that I wanted. This position was Michelle Mckoy. This is gonna put me in the opportunity to help so many other people, right? Then I saw that one of the requirements was you needed a bachelor's degree. So I called Gloria, and I was like, I don't have a bachelor's degree. I don't think, I really want to do this, but I don't think I qualify. She's like, no, just apply, and we're gonna give it to the right person. I got the job. And it was the position that was meant for me. I was able to use all my life experiences to help so many in the community. I was able to help families break generational curses. And the families that did the work, we saw change. I thought, this is the end of my journey. This is my forever job. I'm gonna retire here. And I would have been happy with that. But then I got another call from Gloria Reyes. And she's like, so, I think it's time you become a director for a center on the South Side. Are you kidding? Me? A director? I didn't think I was ready for it. You know, I gave her and myself 1,000 reasons why I shouldn't apply for the job, but I walked on faith and I applied for the job. You are now looking at a center director, a coordinator for Boardwalk Academy, so I'm helping others. You are looking at a recruiter for the Wisconsin Challenge Academy. And I serve on so many boards throughout Dane County to help make a difference. And the one thing that I learned in my journey is the only person that controls your destiny is you. Every trial you go through becomes a testimony. And the most important thing is, dark times don't last. Thank you.